Hi, my name is Lucas Johnson, and today I'm going to be teaching you the back pedal and also the step replace. Backpedaling and step replace is a very common sport movement, but today we're going to gear it more towards football to hope make you a better defender. The purpose of the back pedal and the step replace is to be able to play defense over top of a wide receiver, whether that be in man or zone coverage. And the back pedal and step replace can be used by any age group at any sport level because it's just helps you play defense. Let's go over the stance and a couple key points. To start off with, you want to get a wider base, but feet shoulder width apart. And the main point is you want to be low. You want to stay low in your stance so that you can be more agile. It's important to stay low because if you're up high, it's harder to move around and twist and turn when your body wants to go a certain direction. Another key point is you want to have your shoulders over your toes. If your shoulders aren't over your toes, you're going to be off balance because you're going to be leaning backwards rather than having your weight where you want it. So when you backpedal, you want to have your shoulders over your toes and you want to have a nice low base and let your arms just hang. Because when you start to get in your backpedal, that's when you'll start to swing your arms. So it's important to stay low in your backpedal. One important thing to add is that the step replace is very similar to the backpedal and your stance is going to be almost identical. So when the quarterback's inside and you have your inside foot forward, it's going to be the same thing. You're just going to have your elbows, your arms bent and your shoulders over your toes and your knees bent a little bit so that you're in your low stance. So now that we've got our stance down and we want to start to learn how to backpedal, we're going to start very slow in our initial stage of practice. You want to get in your stance, how we've been practicing, get down and low, and then just start to walk backwards and move your arms at the same time. Just go nice and easy, back and forth, and just walk until you can get comfortable. Set out a distance at a target practice so that you can go to that direction and then go back to your starting point and do the same thing and do it a few times until you get comfortable. Make sure that starting point is right behind you because it's important to backpedal in a straight line because it's all about balance. You want to be balanced when you backpedal. So do this a few times until you get comfortable. Now that we understand the movement, we're going to want to pick things up and move at a faster pace because the overall goal of the backpedal is to play defense at a high level and play it very effectively. And to be able to play it very effectively, you got to be able to move fast. So the next thing you're going to want to do is to get into your same stance that we've been practicing and start to speed things up again. You can use that same target, but start to speed things up and go a little bit faster. One common error that you normally see with the back pedal is right when you're in your stance and that ball snaps, you stand straight up and you're backpedaling like you're walking straight up. Now our overall goal is to be able to play defense at a very high level. And if we want to play defense at a high level, we got to make sure that we remain in our low stance throughout the whole time. So if you find yourself struggling, break down your practice a little bit. You don't always have to go through the full motion. Break it down so that you're not over practicing everything. You want to if you have trouble, just stay low in your stance and work on those first couple steps, getting out of that back pedal. Instead of just going through the whole thing, you're going all fast and then you just pop right up just because you want to get that distance for your back pedal. Break it down a little bit, stay low in your stance because that's what's most important, and go through the first few steps. The pace of the back pedal can change at any time. If the wide receiver is coming at you as fast as he can, you're going to want to move as fast as you can so that you can stay on top. But the pace can change if the wide receiver isn't running as hard as they can. You're going to want to just pace yourself and stay on top of them so that you do not get too deep and create too much of a distance between you and the wide receiver. The most important thing is you do not want to get beat over top. So if that receiver is sprinting at you, you need to keep your distance, keep your gap, and go as fast as you can to stay on top of that wide receiver because ultimately, if the wide receiver gets over top of you, you've been beat. And that's not what we're going
Just
after.
robs Randy Moss. The ball is there. It's Moss against Tillman. The ball is there.
There are a lot of great ways to practice, even when you're not even practicing. One thing you can do is go on YouTube. There's so many videos of people out there that know how to backpedal and can do it very effectively that can maybe teach you how to increase your backpedal. Also, another thing you can do is just turn on the TV and watch some football games. There are athletes out there that perform at an extremely high level and they really know how to backpedal. So if you find yourself struggling, just get on the TV and watch some of those guys because they can really do it the right way. So let's recap. The most important things you want to take out of this is you want to stay low in your stance. Get a nice stance with your staggered feet and your shoulders over your toes. Let your arms hang Stay low and pace yourself. Move fast to slow and fast to slow, whichever pace you have to go at. Hopefully this makes you be able to play defense at a very high level.